Hey guys, it's me, Joe, one third of the Cyber Nerds. I'm back, and I've got two things to tell you about real quick. One of them is, if you really enjoy our content, head over to patreon.com/the Cyber Nerds and sign up for one of our tiers. You can win loads of rewards, and it really helps support the team. And the second thing is, enjoy this video.
We are live. Joe, one third of the Cyber Nerds. Sam, the legend behind the check-in.
We are live, guys. I'm Sam, Mr. Blitzter,
and I'm Raven the GS,
and this is the review of The Secret of Marrowbone.
And in the official name, El Secreto de Marrowbone.
Is it?
It's a Spanish thing, isn't it? Man, I had to throw it out there. So,
okay, cool. So this is directed by Sergio D. Sanchez, produced by Belen and
Altieza.
Oh, thank you very much. I was going to get that so wrong. Starring George McKay, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Heaton, Maya Goff, Matthew Stagg, Kyle Sawyer, Nicola Harrison, and Tom Fisher. Budget of $8 million.
Yep.
These horror movies just nice to just keep it low. Keep everything under, you know.
And then you just make it, you know. If it's a good movie, then you know you're going to make it back.
And, yeah, first released in, first it was released in, I don't know what TIFF is, but it was actually released in Spain as well.
Yeah, back in last year, basically, October 2017.
So then we're only getting it now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a English language Spanish drama horror thriller film. I guess it might be, you know, from a book or something, or whatever it is. And then I guess it must have been successful that we're getting it now. Obviously, as soon as you start watching the movie, I mean, all the credits, like right from the beginning, everything is Spanish. You got a bunch of Spanish studios and the directors and people involved with it. So, yes, this is from Spain.
I actually find that mad, but, you know.
Why is that?
Because the movie, we're going to get into it, but the movie's so not Spanish, isn't it?
No, it's not. I mean, the movie...
It's like seeing everything that's Japanese production, this, that, and the other, and then suddenly it's so American.
But you know what, yeah? Like, I find it's not that it's so American, like... So, you know, like, for example, Pan's Labyrinth, right? That's Spanish.
Let's see.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But you can't tell. Like, there's a lot of movies out there, whether they're Spanish or French, unless it's like shot in Spain or France, you wouldn't be able to tell that's like American movie, anything like that. You know what I mean? So, which is actually a good thing. You know, it might open up your eyes because there's actually some pretty good movies. International movies, like pretty deep. Yeah. I know France. They got some really good movies out there, man. So, absolutely. All right, cool.
So the story, so basically you kind of get the gist that these guys are running from a past that's kind of horrific. It's been bothering them, so they come back to the mum's home, the house she grew up in, and it's kind of not a spoiler, but obviously the mum passes away, tells the children that they have now got to be, you know, as one, got to look after each other, like all for one kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're all underage, so obviously if she's gone now, she's passed away, then you got to keep a secret in it, which these secret, and I'm diving in, I'm taking straight into the story, like this secret is just so, this is I think this is this and something else is like holds this story together.
Exactly, yeah.
Because this is what this movie is so good, because right at the beginning, we're like, okay, we got this family on the run. You're kind of segregated from the family and everything as well, from you know, the community, and you have to hold on to the secret. The secret is everything. Like, you can't let the world know. You can't let whoever's chasing you know where you're at. And throughout the whole movie, like surrounding the story, you're getting little pieces. And you're like, okay,
that's it.
Why is there noise here? Why this is there? Why is this covered? And you see there's secrets everywhere. So this whole house is based on the secret. Now, I'm gonna take it back to the trailer.
Oh my Lord.
Right? We sat here we sat here. We didn't actually do a trailer reaction, but we watched it, right? We sat here and we watched the trailer, and it was like, oh, okay, another horror movie.
That's it.
You know,
basic horror generic movie. Like.
Exactly. And I remember Joe was like, oh, the kids. Oh, it's about to be a madness, and it's. I love
biggest pump fake of 2018, like,
and it was a really good pump fake. I'm talking about Michael Jordan one hand pump fake, you know,
around you,
like, it was so good. And obviously, the story has its own pace, which at times it can throw you off a little bit because it's like, okay, where are we going with this?
Exactly.
But because of the secrets is what keeps you holding on to this story. Like, otherwise, I'm pretty sure if I didn't have all these questions, I wouldn't be interested in it. I'll just be sitting there like, what am I doing here, type of thing. But that wasn't the case. It has its own pace. Everything is delivered on time. The story, it's like it's just layers.
That's what
and they take their time.
Yeah.
Peeling they'll start from the top, just a little bit. Okay, let's move the onion around again and peel other side. And by the time you're done with the movie, you've laid everything out, and it's just everything's built. So I love this story.
That's what I mean. The story, the way it unfolds, to me was super unexpected. Like I said, you watch the trailer, I'm like, oh, is this a generic horror movie?
I was ready to rip this movie out.
They're in this house. I just thought they were orphans, innit? They're in this house. And then suddenly he's like, oh, there's a ghost. I'm like, oh, great. Like, these guys are going to be chased around by some ghosts. They're going to go to places and obviously just be like, jump scared here and there and everywhere. But that wasn't the case. Like you're saying, this secret that even they don't tell you straight away, you're already thinking, what's the secret? So you see something, it's like, that's the secret. But you see something else, it's like, is that the secret? And then, like you said, eventually, everything just unravels and you're like,
And I told you, what adds up to the trailer is the kid. You see, like the kid would just be doing the madness, like talking about all these ghosts and stuff like that, and that's not the case. Like that's not, this is not what we're alluded to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that itself,
good story,
the story, very very good story. All right, cool. On to the acting. Again, to go with the story, you gotta have really good acting. The acting goes with the story, and they sell you so well. Everyone does a brilliant job, whether inside or outside the house. There isn't much contact with the outside world, but the information that's out there in regards to them kind of allows you to play in your own head, like, okay, these guys are sort of victims and stuff like that. And obviously, again, going to the secret, and then their whole relationship with one another, and then again, everything goes back to the kid. You know, he's the youngest, and he has these, I guess we could say, nightmares, or like he's just frightened of certain parts of the house, which again, like I want to say the mirrors also act in it. Like, I don't know if that's just the cameras or anything like that. But great acting, man.
Yeah, the acting that really good. Like I said, everyone does a good job. Obviously, the main guy, the main actor, he obviously does stand out because, like, he's the glue that holds everyone together. Obviously, he's the one that makes the pact. We all one kind of thing. He's the one that, as soon as he turns 21, has to do certain stuff. He has to hold down the family. Like, he's basically the man of the house, isn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously, the story doesn't revolve around him a lot. But I do like a certain villain. Like, he was quiet. It was charming, but then at the same time, you knew he had to be that
man.
prick in it.
Like, you always ask yourself for questions, and this is where it's like at some point you don't think about the villain. You're just thinking about these ghost stories that kids keep going on about, and you really like get sucked into that. Like you were sold very very well into these ghost stories. Which then is not the ghost story. And it's just,
that's what I mean. Like, it's not the ghost stories. Like, and that's what I mean. The way each individual character portrays it. That's what I was like. That's what I was thinking to myself when I was watching it. I was like, oh, so the kid portrays the house in this way, and then the second oldest portrays the house in this way, and the female or the sister portrays the house in this way. And obviously, the way the main guy, he has certain episodes and this, that, and the other. It's almost like that's how the house affects him.
Yeah, but
so it's like, but the way they interact with the house is like the secret is one secret, but it's like everywhere. And again, it doesn't make any sense. And that's what we say at the end of the movie is like the way it unravels is a madness. And it's like, why and how did you manage to do that?
It's just
good stuff, man.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Absolutely, man. I really enjoyed that. Cool. Production
wise, again, like small budget, and they worked well with it. Like there's one location and one small town, so you get a few like locations here, there, and everywhere, and it's not mind blowing, so it's all right kind of thing. But the things that I do like about this movie, and also with a horror movie, you have to kind of be on point with that, is the sound. So there's certain, obviously, like I said in the mirror, like the way it was twisting and turning, you just hear it kind of thing, like this wood making that like very obscene noises is unsettling. And then there's other noises as well. Obviously they try and get you certain like pitches and noises and stuff. They do that well. Obviously like jump scares are like kind of nothing, but it's not the jump, like, it's not the jump scares itself, but it is actually the sound. That's what I'm saying, like with certain like horror movies, they have to get the sound on point, because I don't want music where it should be silent. I don't want it to be silent when there's music. And what they've done here is that when it's silent and you hear the obvious like creak, this, that, and the other, it's, for me, it's on point, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you just get immersed into that quietness, and then the rattling sounds, and you're expecting something to come on. You know something is there, and you know that something is wrong, and we're sold into that really, really well, isn't it? So I think pretty much touched it. I mean, one of the things I did really, I think it was really well done. Some of the shots was just nuts, and I think they focused on certain shots right towards when we're given the plot twist. I think, and that point I was like, okay, there is something wrong here now.
Yes.
Now, like that really long, wide angle, and there's the focus, but then everything else around it, and that just felt like, wait, hold on, this is not right. Like, I know we've been told these things, and things are going on, but this right here, this shot right here is telling me something is not right. And like that, things just start unraveling, unfolding, and just going from there, boom, 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 and just hitting you, and you're just like, whoa, okay, now we're getting that sort of place where things are happening a lot more, but we're also starting to discover things a lot more. So, no, man, absolutely. I mean, this is well delivered, man.
I was going to say, like, the camera work, it was easy to kind of bypass it because it's so subtle. But that's what I mean, like, I'm going to have to watch this movie twice, because you remind me of two scenes. I can't really say too much, but there's two scenes where, like, they will show the main character, and then he had one person on his left side, and then one person on his right side, and they were saying two different things. And it's those kind of things you're like, it seems like you're thinking, it's like, he's saying one thing, and then she's saying the other.
Right.
And then they did it again later on in the movie. I was like, again, for me, it was like,
unsettling, like,
yeah, it's like something's wrong here. And those kind of like shots, they do like they don't do too many of those, but then it's like when you think about it, there are shots in the movie where when you think about it, you're like, that was very smart the way they did it. Yeah, it's very subtle. And
those shots went really well with the delivery of the characters.
That's exactly
and that's not something I see every day, I must say. Whenever there's like whether things are coming down or running high, emotions are running high, the way they just shot it, the way they made sure certain characters were in certain positions, and the angle. I mean, listen, man, this is great. I'm starting now to change my score a little bit more. The more we talk about it, I think, yeah, man.
I know it's getting there. But what's your general thoughts?
My thoughts, it's a really good movie. It gets better with the time. The more you watch, it gets better from the beginning to the end. It gets really better. Although the end for me might be the weakest part.
What?
It might be. No, I do understand. I do understand the reason for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you was completely wrong to deliver that. I think that was a choice. See, this ending is a choice, and it's not a bad choice. It's a good choice, because then we get to understand now, because at the end of the movie, we understand the concept of it, what's behind the real reasons, the issues behind it, which is really strong. But then it could be, see, if they felt some type of way and dropped on your head again, they could have easily switched it back and you know what I'm saying, gone that completely horror side now. You know what I'm saying? So when things really die down at the end, I think if you'd have switched it up on us, another spin, this movie would have probably jumped 2 stages more like of rating. Seriously, I was really like, whoa. And then the more I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, alright, cool, I get it. But you could have gone the other way as well. So I'm really pleased with this movie.
My general thoughts of this movie is that I hate the beginning in it. For me, I was like, this is literally going to be another generic horror movie. In fact, the way it played out was like, not family friendly, but to the point where it's like, where are you going with this? Why are you starting like some fairy tale, whatever? And then obviously stuff hits the fan, it goes from there. Like I said, it is a slow burner at first. Like, they are telling you something happened, and you're like, okay, something happened, can you tell us please? But they won't.
I feel that was part of the magic trick.
Yeah, exactly, all part of the plan.
It was all part of the magic trick. And that's when at the end I was like, okay, now, like, see, as things start to roll, it starts to make more sense. But like I said, but you're right, it is a slow burner.
It is a slow burner, and that's what I mean. Like, the beginning for me was kind of painful. I was like, I expected a generic horror movie. They showed me this intro. I was like, this is what am I watching right now? And then, like I said, there's a secret. Like, they're slowly giving you pieces to the puzzle, and you're like, okay, I'll take that. That adds up to that. That's in that corner, so I'm not getting that right now. And then eventually you get this whole picture, and you're like, this is crazy. Like, the trailer and the movie, I'm glad the trailer told you nothing about the movie.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I love it. And then
I love that fact.
Everything comes together, and for me, it's a really good movie. Like, I really had a good time. Like, horrors, like I said, they are struggling here, there, everywhere, and this kind of does it. This kind of does it for me.
Alright, cool. Now, I got a question for you. After going through all of this, are you bumping it?
Nah, I'm gonna stick.
You're gonna stick?
I'm gonna stick.
You're gonna stick?
Yeah.
After everything you just said, all the emotions just going through.
Because, like, it has some plot holes. Again, it's a slow burner.
See, but I feel that it's, yes, see, that slow burner is part of the journey you have to go through, because at the beginning I was like, man, like, you could have done so much thing to speed this up. But then after, like, going through all the emotions of it, not all, but like when things started to I can't even speak anymore, like things are beginning to show, that makes sense to me. Like, and I'm glad I went through that, because I'm going through the emotions at that time, because in that particular timeline of the story, this is where we're at. So they were able to put me there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and that's where the story is driven by, and I think that makes absolutely sense for them to do that. That's why it doesn't feel a burden to me anymore. Now, if I was to go watch this movie again, it would not feel like a slow burner, because, like,
it wouldn't.
You know, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
it's still a bit, and there's still holes there and everywhere. I'm like,
alright, cool.
I don't know. I might take it up by half.
Alright. So this is the first. So I managed to change it.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna watch this again. I'm like, the stuff that you see again, you be like, what the fudge?
Yeah.
Like, you think you're smart, innit? Like,
it's a very smart movie. It's a very smart movie. Look,
smart, but
this is the first time we're doing this right now, where we're up the scores. We're changing up the scores, so it goes from a 3, a com, to a 3.5, almost lit.
Almost
so
lit.
this movie gets a 3.5 from the Cybernuts.
That's it.
Almost lit. And to be honest, maybe because because obviously you jumped in your car, I jumped in my car, no one said anything. Usually Joe is the one who like gets really happy about it, start trying to talk to us about things straight after we leave the movies. But no, I think just talking about this movie, it feels like that's what it deserves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a well delivered movie. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to Joe, he's the one who went to watch it on his own. Some pagan moves right there. Like, I can't even tell, man. You're going to the movies, yeah? I see, but but that was actually a good shout out, Joe. So I know you're not here today, but when you watch this, yeah, man, that was a good movie, good pick. Alright, cool. Take over.
Yeah, man. Guys, if you let us know what you think about the movie down below. Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? If you haven't, go watch it. Don't try and spoil the secret because, jeez, like, it's a bit nutty if you do that, innit? But I'm Sam, Mr. Biztech.
And I'm Reverend GS.
This has been the review of The Secret of Marrowbone, and we'll see you in the next TCN review. Peace.